Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we will be discussing about algebra of derivatives. Let's say there are two functions f of x and g of x. And also, we assume that derivative of both the functions are defined, right? So let's define the rules of algebra of derivatives. So first of all, there is addition rule, right? So what is the addition rule? It is d by dx, that is derivative of a function which is addition of two functions f of x plus g of x. So the derivative of this whole function is equal to the sum of derivative of both the functions, that is d by dx f of x plus d by dx g of x, right? So this is the addition rule. Now let's take an example. Let's say we have f of x is equal to x square and g of x is equal to 1 plus x, right? So d by dx of f of x plus g of x will be d by dx of x square plus 1 plus x, and that will be equal to d by dx of the first function plus d by dx of the second function. So this will be 2x plus this is 0 plus 1. So this will be 1. So the answer will be 2x plus 1. So we can say that derivative of function which is itself addition of two functions is addition of the derivative of the individual functions, right? So this was our addition rule. Now let's similarly we take our second rule, which is the subtraction rule. Now in the subtraction rule, we have two functions which are getting subtracted from each other, and we have to calculate the derivative of the subtraction of the two functions. So we have d by dx of f of x minus g of x. So we have to calculate the derivative of this function. So that will be equal to d by dx of f of x minus d by dx of g of x. So we can say derivative of difference of two functions is difference of derivative of both the functions, right? Now let's take an example. Let's say f of x is equal to sine x and g of x is equal to, let's say, x cube. So then derivative of f of x minus g of x will be derivative of sine x minus x cube. So this will be d by dx of sine x minus d by dx of x cube. So this will be, now derivative of sine x is equal to cos x and derivative of x cube is equal to 3x square. So don't worry about the derivative of sine x is cos x. So the answer, so we will be covering this in the trigonometric section separately. For now, just remember that derivative of sine x is cos x. So this is our subtraction rule. Now the third rule is the product rule. This product rule is actually little different from the addition and the subtraction rule. It's not as simple as the addition and subtraction rules we just discussed. So what is the product rule? The product rule is when we have to calculate the derivative of a function which is multiplication of two functions. So let's say we have a function like fx into gx, right? So in this case, the derivative will be first function, it will be first function multiplied by derivative of second function plus we can say derivative of we can say derivative of first function multiplied by second function, right? Also we have some easier way to remember this. So there are two terms basically. Now in the first term we have one function multiplied by the derivative of other function, and in the second term it is opposite, that is derivative of the first function multiplied by the second function. So we can simply write it as first function times second function derivative plus first function derivative times second function, where this dash or prime denotes the derivative. So this is an easy way to remember this rule. Now let's try to make this more clear with the help of an example. So let's say we have f of x is equal to cos x and gx is equal to x, let's say. Then we have to calculate d by dx of fx multiplied by gx. That will be cos x multiplied by x. So how we will compute this derivative? That will be first function, that is cos x, multiplied by the derivative of second function, that is d by dx of x, plus first function derivative, that is d by dx of cos x multiplied by the second function, that is x. So that will be cos x multiplied by d by dx of x, which is 1, plus d by dx of cos x, this is minus sin x. This thing will also cover, so as per now just remember. That will be minus sin x into x. So the answer will be cos x minus x sin x. So this was the product rule. Now let's take the last rule of the algebra of derivatives, that is the quotient rule. Now this is little difficult rule out of the four rules. So we will cover this a bit slowly. So the quotient rule is, let's say we have to calculate derivative of, that is d by dx of a function which is actually a division of two functions, let's say fx by gx. Now remember, this gx should not be equal to 0, because once this gx is equal to 0, this thing will not be defined. Okay, so if this thing is true, then d by dx of fx by gx will be equal to, it will be equal to, let's say this is as the numerator and this is the denominator. So the result will be denominator function, that is gx, multiplied by the derivative of the numerator function, that is d by dx of f of x, minus numerator function multiplied by derivative of the denominator function. And this thing, whole thing is over denominator function whole squared. So in shorthand notation, we can write it as denominator multiplied by numerator derivative minus numerator function multiplied by denominator derivative over denominator whole squared. So this is a shorthand way in the form of notations to remember this rule. Right, so this is the shorthand notation term form of the quotient rule to easily remember this rule. Now let's take an example where f of x is equal to x and g of x is equal to 1 plus x. Right, so now let's go by the quotient rule to calculate the derivative. So this will be d by dx of x over 1 plus x. So this will be denominator function, that is 1 plus x multiplied by derivative of numerator function, that is d by dx of x, minus numerator function, that is x multiplied by d by dx of the denominator function, and this whole thing is over denominator function whole squared. So the answer comes as 1 plus x multiplied by, now d by dx of x is 1, so this will be 1 minus x. Now this d by dx of 1 plus x, here we can apply the addition rule. So d by dx of 1 plus x will be d by dx of 1 plus d by dx of x. So d by dx of 1 will be 0 plus d by dx of x, which is 1. So this thing is over 1 plus x whole squared, right? So the answer is 1 plus x minus, this is x only, and this x gets cancelled with this x. So it is 1 over 1 plus x whole squared. So this is the answer. So guys, these were the 4 rules of the algebra of derivatives. So this was it for this video. Hope you have understood the rules. See you in the next video. Bye bye.